What's going on, everybody? Brian here. Now in this video I'm going to be showing you the Slingbox experience on your computer. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how Slingbox works from within your web browser, and you don't really need to install anything other than a nice little plugin. And then I'm going to be showing you the experience with the actual desktop client that Slingbox has called SlingPlayer. Now I will be showing you this in Windows. If you're on Mac OS X, it's actually pretty much the same thing. The first method I'm going to show you just involves your web browser, which can be done on any computer, and the second version is with the actual desktop client, and there are clients available for Mac OS X and Windows. You need to go ahead and open up your browser and go to watch.slingbox.com. Now I'm already logged in, so I don't actually have to type in my account. You can see that I am logged in, but this is the interface that you will be presented with. It will immediately try and connect to your Slingbox, and it will immediately begin to play whatever it is you were previously watching. I'm just going to keep the volume down a little bit. So here is your interface. If you click on options, you could view your MAC address, your ID and whatnot. I'm going to have to get rid of some of those in the video. At the top here is a button where you could actually change the Slingbox you're using. So if you actually have more than one Slingbox, you could use this to change, or you could use this to switch between them. The remote button will actually give you a remote control interface, and I don't actually have Comcast, but I actually have Time Warner cable, but the actual remote control interface is very similar to the one that I actually have in the other room. But all these buttons will be able to control your actual cable box. So if I push the up button, it'll actually go up a little bit using the cable box's interface. So it's just as though I'm sitting in front of the TV. And you can see that the stream actually stutters a little bit as I push the buttons. Don't know why that is. Don't know if they could fix that in the future, but that's pretty much what it does. And I can push the guide button and it will load the actual TV guide from the cable box. So everything that's being shown from the cable box is being shown right here on my computer screen. Next up is the guide button, and this will actually open up a separate window where you can view the TV guide information for your TV service provider. I actually have a whole bunch of channels. You can see that it goes all the way up to channel 1958, and here's some of the HD channels that Time Warner Cable offers. You could change the day and the time of the current listing, and if you click on a channel, it will actually change your cable box to that channel, as you can see it's doing right now. So it just switched to ESPN. If I want to go to channel, let's say 875, which is the local ABC affiliate where I live, then it will immediately change to that channel, just as though you're actually sitting in front of your TV controlling your cable box. So it's really cool. If you like watching your TV wherever you are, then this is the perfect way of doing it. And once again, I will show you the actual desktop client in a minute. The audio and video quality using the web interface is excellent. To be honest, I think the video and audio quality using the web interface is actually better than using the desktop client, which I'll show you in a minute. You can see that I have the quality setting turned to best/HD, and this is a HD resolution. So if I go full screen, you can see most of the quality. This isn't really the best commercial or the best way to demonstrate this, but the racing just went to a commercial, so oh well. You can see that it's being streamed at just about 8 megabits per second, which is a great bit rate for HD video. Now continuing at the top, we have the pop-up player, which will allow you to view this in a separate little pop-up window, and if you would rather see that instead of all of this other stuff, that's what this will do. And full screen will obviously go into full screen mode. But this is the web interface for Slingbox. You can see that that's actually part of the show. I'm not sure how well you can see the actual video and audio quality in this actual YouTube video because I do compress these before I upload them, but the overall video and audio quality coming in through the web interface is actually pretty good. It's very nice, especially when watching on a 1080p monitor. You know, racing, sports, all of that stuff is really nice using Slingbox. So that is the web interface, and I'm actually going to go ahead and go to the desktop client. And to be honest, I prefer the web client more than this desktop version, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But you can see that when you first open it up, it looks for your Slingbox and it then connects to it.
Easier to prepare. It's then placed on a bed of leaves.
Audio down a little bit, and I'm actually going to change the channel because this is actually pretty gross.
What happens with their tail?
So let's go back to the speed channel, and hopefully they're not in a commercial right now.
Back up into the top 30 in points comfortably.
So it's a very simple interface. This is an actual program. It's not actually in a web browser like the previous one was. And you can see that this is an HD stream being streamed onto my screen. The Connect menu will allow you to change your video inputs that you currently have on your Slingbox. I have the Pro-HD, so there are 4 different video inputs. You could also change the Slingbox that you are currently connected to, and you could also change your account. The view menu will change the view settings, so you can see that I'm watching a 16:9 video stream, and if you wanted to just simply fill up your entire screen, you could just go to window box, and that'll basically zoom into it a little bit. It's, you know, there's just a lot of things to play around with. Show remote control will show you a remote control here. And of course you could change the actual remote control that you have shown up here. If you want to choose a different one, you could definitely do so. Showing the program guide will bring up the actual program guide. Just like in the web interface, here's all your channels. It gives you all the different things that are currently on the TV. Clicking on a channel will actually change your cable box to that channel. Settings is where you could actually change some of the settings. You could change the resolution. You go to automatic. You could change the maximum bit rate. You know, there's just a bunch of nice little things to change. I just leave everything on automatic. Here you could change some of your network information. So if you'd rather use a proxy to connect to your Slingbox instead of your regular internet preferences, you could change that here. You could just put in your IP address, and if the proxy requires a username and password, you could put that in here. Preferences will give you some other things that you can change, and if you let go of the mouse for a little while, it will then actually go into full screen mode. Now I'm not actually too sure if you could see some of the actual video quality, but you can see that it looks somewhat pixelated. Even though this is, you know, full screen HD resolution, it just doesn't look HD at all. I'm not sure how well you could see this from the actual YouTube video, but, you know, for me, I would much rather just use the web interface. It's simpler. You could access it from anywhere. You know, it just seems like it has better video quality, and I'm going to go back to the web client because I think that one looks much better in terms of video quality. So I'm going to wait for this one to load really quick, and you know, if you still remember what the client looks like for video quality, you could pretty much compare that to this one, and hopefully you can see the difference because I definitely can. The difference, at least to me, it's definitely obvious. This web version, the video quality is much better than the one from the web interface, or from the actual desktop client. So I would much rather use this over the actual desktop client. So that was just a look at at Slingbox's web interface, as well as a desktop client, which is available for both Mac OS X and Windows. It's pretty much the same in both operating systems. But that's it with the video. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can leave them down below in the comments area. But that's it with the video. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.